Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Let's Chat Live, a show where we do weekly live interviews to connect you with the voices behind the podcast you want to listen to. I am your host, part of your host, Bree, and with me is our very own Chris Revel from Let's Chat with Chris Revel. Say what's up.
Oh wait,
today,
from the very show that we're both a part of.
The very show that we're showing from
in our video podcast that we have.
It's amazing. The great thing about this episode is 2 of our 3 guests have already been on here before for different shows.
Whoa.
It's exciting. Man, we have John from The Dumbfound Dead, Sean from Shots and Thoughts, and Josh from Let's Start a Cult. And you can just tell it's going to be an amazing show. They are a new podcast called Reddit on Wiki, and you can follow them on Twitter. And they have this amazing, you can expect it. Every episode has like a funny title, and all their tweets have like some kind of pun. And that's John. You just know it.
That's me.
It is.
Where they so this podcast they started, Reddit on Wiki. It's where you guys go on Reddit and Weekly is pretty standard with the name. That's awesome. What can you guys tell us a little bit more about it?
Let's make Sean do it.
Oh Jesus!
Let's do that.
Man,
Come on, Sean.
Yeah,
Go, Sean. Let's go, Sean.
Shot.
Where's your shots?
So John knows that I can barely introduce our own show on our own show. So here we go, live, doing it live. So Reddit on Wiki was sort of, it was John's idea. So he came up to me and Josh shortly after The Dumbfound Dead ended, and he was like, I have this idea. I don't really know exactly what to do, but what if we just talked about stuff that was on Wikipedia and also on Reddit? So pretty much what we do is every week we switch off hosting capabilities because we're all 3 hosts from other shows. And each week we research something that's on Wikipedia and Reddit, and we just talk about it. Sometimes read factual things, sometimes read erotic fan fiction, sometimes
Sean.
It's just a wild mishmash.
Yay!
Hey, Glenda.
Hi, Glenda. We love you.
Oh, why'd you skip that message so quick, Bree?
That was a Revel.
I didn't want.
Okay.
It didn't say that I was the best, so I was like, eh.
Thank you.
If anyone else would have it up,
I'm married to the man. He didn't even say I'm the best. That's gonna go on Wikipedia. Am I saying it wrong?
Wait,
You said.
Can you say Wikipedia again?
No.
Say
Wikipedia.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
What did you call it? You called it Wiki. Wikipedia.
It's Wiki.
When you were saying their show name, I kept thinking you were saying weekly, and I was like, oh god, I had it wrong. I was like, oh my god, this whole time I thought I had it wrong. I have dyslexia, so this happens to me all the time, so I just assume that I'm wrong. And then I'm like, no, but it's Reddit on Wiki. But then I really thought I was wrong, and I didn't say anything. So sorry about that.
I'm sorry.
Bree's fault.
But that's just blame Sean.
Sean, describe it again.
Oh,
Can you do the same thing but over?
Can you read it on Wiki? Read it on Weekly.
Reddit on Wikipedia.
That's it.
How do you guys get anything done?
Oh my god. That's why we shorten it to Wiki. God damn it. So anyway, Reddit is
one of the things I love about your show is that your title, within 1.5 seconds, I know what it is. I was like, yep. Like, because Reddit has got its own culture. Wikipedia's got its own culture. And I'm on Reddit. I don't really use it very much, but I know the personalities that can come from it. And Reddit is incredible. I'm a huge Wikipedia fan. So immediately I'm like, oh, these are a bunch of cool internet nerds who like to read about a lot of stuff. Get down for the rabbit hole.
May I also add that Reddit is actually a play on word on read it as well, because that's what I do. play on words. So it's like you read
You know-
it on Wiki, but we just happen to use Reddit as well.
Yeah, it's a good pun when you have to explain it.
Yes.
He has to do it with all of them, so. Just kidding.
Josh
It's true.
There's layers.
There's layers, exactly.
That's why you brought Josh on to call you out.
Hey, I need someone to check me, okay? But if you we just recorded an episode like right now. Josh he became me, and I was like a proud dad. I'm just like, wow. No, they were terrible puns.
Yeah, just awful puns the whole episode.
Horrible, and I loved every single minute of it.
I love it so much.
I
can't wait to hear.
I saw a tear in John's eyes, I think.
I was proud. Yeah, I was really proud.
I also cried, but for the opposite reason.
Who comes up with the funny tweets like my toxic trait is having a podcast?
John. John.
That's your boy.
Yeah, I run all the socials.
Oh my god, I
And
love
art.
it. Oh
Yeah, we should steal this guy.
yeah, that the one with God, what's that band name? That's terrible. That Nickelback.
Oh yeah,
The one with the I saw that.
look at his potograph. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
This
He's
man.
Special.
Special is a perfect word, to be honest.
Yeah, you fit right into the Twitter community, I think.
Exactly.
You're perfect for
Yeah, he doesn't even have to try. He just it's just hilarious.
So weirdo.
whatever comes to his head.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, John. I know, so John is one of our members of our Let's Chat Club, and we've gotten to know you kind of early on in your podcast journey, and we were doing Dumb Found Dead, and I know that decided to wrap it up, but so you got hit with a podcast bug. What was it that made you go to these two?
Well, actually, first I met Josh because he hit us up to be on Let's Start a Cult. And it's actually a running joke between us three that I'm actually Josh's unofficial co-host because I've been into like 6 of his episodes and he's only released 20. So I'm almost getting there to like half of his episode count. But ever since I got onto Josh's podcast, I've always really enjoyed his production style and the way that he brings people on, and as far as like his pretty much his format of like having people on and just how engaging his show is. And I was just like, man, the way I connected with Josh was like instantaneous, and I really loved like the way he put everything together. And I was like, he was one of the first people that I thought of when I had this idea. And it's always a running joke that I always have the best ideas when I'm taking a shit. So that's a whole different story. And then with Sean, I met Sean through,
I think we should stay there for a minute.
So most of my tweets
food poisoning.
No. It's
just like
it's just regular, like
on the clock.
On the clock. I'm a very regular
Yeah.
person. I'm a fiber
Same.
type of guy. So
Yeah. So
We're the kind of guy.
yeah. Let's keep it going. But Sean, I met Sean through. I actually met Sean because we both got nominated for a Asian podcasting awards, and we were both nominees
congrats to
for.
both of you.
Yes.
Yes.
We were both.
lost.
Hey, it's all good,
You were nominated.
We were nominated
Just have
though.
the battle.
We were both finalists, so that's a win in itself.
That's pretty incredible.
So I met him through there. He hit us up on Instagram one time, and then I was just like, you know what? Let me just listen to their show. And I was just like, holy shit! I think. Oh, I'm refraining from cussing. I was like, oh my god! Like, Sean is pretty much like one of my long lost brothers. We have the same interests pretty much. He loves wrestling. He loves sports, and the topics and shots and thoughts. I was just like, man, I can relate to all of them. And it's funny because I just co-hosted again on one of his episodes, and I'm like, dude, I can probably I can recite your whole intro because I listened to his show so much. So naturally, when I had this idea, I'm like, these are the two perfect guys to go on this next phase of my podcasting career. Because I'm like, I can't do it solo. It's hard. It's not as engaging, and I just vibe off of their energy. And these two are just like the best co-hosts that I can think of.
And you don't have to
Don't
book
make me
guests.
cry.
I know.
What's that?
And you guys don't have to book
You're gonna
guests
make
or
me cry.
anything.
You're like,
I just the
standard
production
guest.
standpoint of someone who has started theirs and then just kind of stuck with. Like, I started it without ever planning a future because it was just kind of morphed into something bigger than I ever expected. But like, the part of me is like, that you sat down and actually got to plan a podcast. But like, oh, like I love interviewing guests, but like no guest booking and having built-in host, that must make life so much easier.
Do you guys randomly find topics on Reddit and Wiki?
Jesus Christ, Brie. Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
All right, say wicked.
Wicked.
Now take out.
You know what?
Take out the ed. Just say wiki.
Wiki.
Oh my God. Let's move on.
Sounds like the Steve Carell's character from Despicable Me.
Wiki. I'm gonna suck your blood.
And he reminded me more of Ted Mosby whenever he says encyclopedia. He always says
Yes.
Encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Encyclopedia.
Which I guess is kind of on point. Wikipedia, encyclopedia, same vibes.
You know, encyclopedia.
Well, Robert Benjamin has asked a question that I do not understand, so someone else will have to help us. What's
he's on the Reddit.
Okay, I got the first one. The TIF.
Yeah, I don't know what this.
Today I fucked up. Second. Sorry. Today I effed up. I'm sorry. It's strange.
Literally.
The ATBGE. That one is new to me.
Looking it up.
If you listen to our an episode that we did on Copy Pasta, we read a TIFU. It was the last one we read. It was a regrettable read, but we did it.
Mm-hmm.
What's a copy pasta?
Oh, you'll have to tune in, my friend.
Episode
Is that like
5.
creepy pasta? Is that the same thing?
Is it like what?
Is that creepy pasta? Is that similar?
Oh yeah, same vibes, just
Okay.
not scary.
You all are a little bit more hipper than I am.
Yeah, I tried to Reddit, but it's just confusing. So I'm so glad that you guys are doing it.
Awful
I don't have
taste,
to.
but great execution.
Awful taste, but great. That sounds interesting.
That's what she
What are
said.
some examples
sound-
of that? Like, what would that be? Like art or?
Like art, yeah, probably. Our podcast.
Wow. We're really not hip, Rebel.
No.
We need to start listening to their show a lot more than we listen to ours.
No, I just because I don't know Reddit culture as much.
And neither do we. We're kind of learning as we go. You know?
Exactly.
I mean,
So
I'm
it's
definitely
fun.
on Reddit, but I there's so many subreddits that it's hard to cover them all.
Infinite
Yeah.
amounts.
I mean, it's the cult guy. He has to be in Reddit, like, to indoctrinate people.
That's true.
So
That's how I get
Reddit,
everyone.
like, gives you topics and they rank it, but with the other one, you have to actively search, right, for things. Is that how it works?
Yeah, like Wikipedia is basically like a open source encyclopedia that anyone can edit,
Mhm.
and then Reddit is just like, think of it as just a really nerdy message board.
Forum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, were you all message board kids?
I wasn't.
I'm too young.
not
I
really.
think.
Oh, I was.
Stop rubbing it in, Josh.
What is
I think
that?
I was on IGN whenever I was like a kid. The game website one.
Yeah.
I think I was on that,
Mhm.
Wow.
but that was it. And I wasn't. I mean, I was 12. I was just trying to get cheat codes.
I'm a bend. I'm a baby.
And I think we also, and that's another idea, like us, actually, it's a layer of an idea as well, that there's kind of like a running joke in like the podcast community that, like, you know, using Wikipedia is kind of frowned upon, like as far as using a source. That's why we're just like, screw it. Let's own up to it and just like make a parody out of researching. And that's what makes it fun as well.
Yes. Do you guys ever edit the
Oh no.
Wikipedia?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I don't know. Maybe you're reading through it and you're like, oh man, that needs to be updated. Let me do it. And you guys can create your own Wikipedia page.
Wikipedia page.
Could you? Do you know how to make like a Wikipedia? Like, there's not one for any of our shows. If anyone's listening, can you make us all Wikipedia pages?
Can you help us? We're in
Please.
Yes. That'd be great.
hard.
By the end of this episode, we each need to have a Wikipedia page, and then we need to have Bree say Wikipedia 5 times fast.
If anyone's
Yeah.
listening, can you just please exaggerate my height to 6'5"? Thank you.
Exaggerate? Oh, 6'5".
Yeah,
I thought you said
6'5".
5'5", and I was like, my guy.
That's just telling the
Short
truth
king.
at this point.
That's so fun. We have one of our friend fans, Chad, who will usually pop a lot in on our live shows. I bumped into him in the real world for the first time. We had never met, and he was a giant. And like my first, I was like, Brie, when I texted you the picture, I'm like, oh my God, you're so tall. Like, when you meet people online, like John, I would have just assumed that you're like 6'5" if you had not said anything.
No, you're more like a 5'7".
Yeah, Brie's taller than I am.
I just have a tall personality. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm
not tall.
Yeah, everything else, no.
At least you're
I
honest.
hate when you meet people like they're like, wow, you're so much shorter than I thought. I was like, thanks.
I own up to it. Screw it.
Wow.
What can you do?
I'm sitting down. I don't know what to tell you. I can't make my height look any different.
Wow. Tell us about Florida Man. What is that?
Florida Man.
Florida Man. So I actually kind of went sideways on Florida Man. Usually, Florida Man's kind of like just a running joke that there's always something crazy that you can find about a stupid thing that someone from Florida did. Usually it's a man, but we kind of did a little bit of research, and it's kind of sad if you like really dig down to like the deep levels of it. And Chris, you can probably attest to it. Like, there's just such severe lack in like mental health help when it comes to these people. So then and then like the combination of like the heat and the living conditions, all that stuff.
And I found this out too because a friend of my buddy Tad, who hosts the Very Brady podcast, lives in Florida. And I remember when I was interviewing him, asking him about that with Florida, and he got very offended when I joked about Florida. And I guess Florida has a thing called the Sunshine Law, which is essentially the reason that we see so many more stories. It's just less confidentiality. So all this crazy stuff happens everywhere in the country, but like Florida doesn't. I don't fully quite understand it, but basically it's like they shame criminals more than like if like I do something really bad in Rhode Island and get arrested, it doesn't really make the news. My charge is not that public of information as it is in Florida.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just described our episode there.
Oh, sorry.
That was the whole thing.
Oh, no, you did.
Yeah, it's
taking notes.
Sometimes it's funny, but then sometimes I work in mental health, so sometimes I can't. It ruins fun when I see something online. I'm like, they're like, oh my God, this person ate someone's face with bath salts. I'm like, that's not funny. I've worked with people on bath salts. That's no fun.
Yeah. Oh God.
Bath salts are terrifying.
So are most of your shows lighthearted or intense, or I'm a little scared about how John's looking right now.
I'll let Sean take it away.
I would say
yeah, go ahead, Sean.
I mean, we talk about, sometimes some sad stuff, but for the most part, it's pretty, I think it's light. I don't know.
Yeah. And I want to say too, like Josh can probably elaborate more on this. I think everyone has their own different style. So Josh is more of the, go ahead, Josh.
Oh, I was just gonna say, we have our own kind of flavors. Like with Sean, you never know what you're gonna get. It's always a bag of surprise. John likes to do, well, he hasn't done too many yet. There's only like one or two, but he likes the paranormal and like, and the creepy stuff. So you'll see more of him coming with those. And then I like the history stuff. So most of the episodes I do are history based. So they all have their own kind of flavor to them, but we always bring some spice of comedy. In Sean's case, it's all comedy. But
wow, poor Sean.
You learn very little in my episodes.
That's what I like.
That's due to my insistence.
I actually learn a lot.
On too much, maybe. That's on my insistence on not ever writing a script. I have no intentions of ever doing show notes or writing. Whenever we started making the show, John was like, all right, I got like 9 scripts down lock. We're ready to go. And I was like, what the hell does this man mean by scripts? And then John was like, oh, how many pages did you do? I did 7. I was like,
can I copy yours?
like, bro, I've never written anything for my podcast. I just say stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
we know.
Yeah.
and we say that in the nicest form possible.
Yeah. Well, they're easily our funniest episodes.
Yes.
But they're wild. They go anywhere.
I mean, I get a good balance because sometimes too scripted is not fun to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So how do your episodes? Yeah, how do your episodes work? So one person takes a lead on the episode, or you find the topic?
Yeah. Go ahead, Josh.
Oh no. Yeah. So basically, we have a rotation. So like every third week is your episode week. So you just have to come up with the title, write the script, or not write the script in some cases.
Sean.
And then you're also in charge of editing. So it.
Oh wow.
I mean, we get four episodes out a month, and you only have to do a third of the work, so it's not too bad.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it was a concept that like we all kind of came up together because we were joking around, like kind of the inception of this. We were pretty much the alphas of our respected shows. So I know that everyone has a different style, everyone has a different way of running things or presenting things. So we kind of just agreed upon that, hey, you're in charge of your show. Like every single episode is yours. Like we have like, you tell us what you want from us and we'll roll with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Or any
This is
of
making me... Sorry.
I like how you said I'm the alpha of my show. I'm the only one on my show.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm your
I thought John was the
technically I'm your co-host, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're my unpaid intern. That's what it is.
Yes, I'm the beta of your show. All right, I'll take it.
Aw, alpha beta. Are any of you ever thrown off on the topic that someone chooses? And how do you roll with it? You're never thrown off because you're always ready for it. Is that right, John?
Well,
John's like, I don't know. I don't take notes.
I don't know. It's never my topic, but what I make them do during the episode definitely throws them off. Like my second episode, I made, every episode, I try to find like a funny Reddit post that's usually explicit and obscene, and I make them read it. And Josh's girlfriend was in the room while he was reading this very obscene and graphic post off of Reddit. So I apologized like 5 times.
To her or to Josh?
I asked Josh to apologize to her for me.
That's so
And
sweet.
I did. She was mostly just confused because she could only hear 1/3 of the conversation. So it was
What are you doing?
just confusion. She might understand it.
there was a lot of
She
there's a lot of Richard references. If you know what Richard's nickname is,
Yeah. Or
It's
it's beep.
Wow.
Do the three of you find that you like found some lessons from doing a show prior to this one? Of like, it sounds like you all kind of figured out how to split up the workload pretty quickly.
It's amazing.
I think
That's like production. I'm sorry, it's not
efficient.
something production though. Like in terms of like marketing or content or like is like, I guess it's like this is all probably for like it's like having a second child, which I've never done. So like I don't know, I'm just so curious about it. I'm jealous. I didn't know we can quit podcast because I started mine and just didn't stop, and now I'm like, wait, I could have stopped and then started another one and like planned it right. Damn it!
I don't know.
Oh, no.
you can take this one, John.
I think because we had experiences on other shows, and I know a mistake that I made on this is my 3rd show. I'm not gonna lie, and it's what I didn't do the first time around was kind of like set expectations on what the responsibilities are, and I think what worked well off the bat was when we all talked about it. We all just had an expectation of who takes what. So Josh is kind of like our business guru, so we lean heavily on him on that. I'm more of the marketing guy, and then Sean is like, he's kind of like a hybrid of both. So everyone kind of just has that responsibility, and everyone just owns it. We just kind of like let each other say like, hey, I really like how your post went popping, and we kind of just like gas each other up, So it's a lot of like encouragement on like all ends, and it's just been great because like what Josh was saying, like everyone kind of has like an episode that they're responsible for, and to me it kind of reinvigorated like my podcasting like passion because 1, it's less work, and 2, like I can kind of focus more on things that I want to focus on, like marketing and all that stuff.
Yeah, and you don't get what is it called? What is it called, Rebel? The
Burnout,
wall.
pod fade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. You don't have to worry
The
about
what?
that
I'm sorry, I
too
missed
much.
it.
Pod fade. What's
Yeah.
up, Aaron?
Burnout.
Hey.
You just
Hey.
Aaron's awesome. We love Aaron. This
He
guy's
shouts
like
us out more than
all the
anyone
time.
else.
Yes,
Great guy.
awesome
Do
guy.
you have a like where's like your fan base, and do you have like a group on Facebook, Twitter? Like what's been your focus for social media to like actually find an audience? Which is kind of nice because all three of you already had, I'm assuming, like a small built-in audience that can follow you over. Which is like when we started this, that we found that out, and I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great piece.
We don't really have. I mean, our launch was 2 weeks ago, so we don't have like a Twitter group or a Facebook group. We just have John. You know, he's been killing it on the Twitter game.
Yes, he has.
Yeah,
Memes.
I always look
art, by
forward
the
to
way.
it.
He's a monster on the marketing side.
and graphic
Yeah.
designer apparently, which I just learned like a week ago.
Hey, Josh is killing it on the TikTok end. So it's like I said, everyone.
Yo, TikTok's so fun.
I don't know about that. We've been kicked off or for
For
a
my-
week at once.
That's my fault.
Why?
But guess whose
Who is it?
content we got kicked out of?
Mostly my.
Fun. Damn it. In one
You
job.
should wear
Sean.
that like a badge of honor.
Yeah, he does.
It's true.
Like, I'm actually jealous. I've never been banned from any platform.
Right? It's like one of your goals. Get written a cease and
No,
desist.
I want to get sued.
It's
a
not
goal.
hard on TikTok.
I don't know him.
Yeah, I want to do some like, no, I want a cease and desist letter for like copyright, or like I want to do like parody Let's Chat stuff, and like you know, like put Baby Yoda on a shirt and throw Let's Chat under it and see if Disney will come after us. Because then like, you know, you stop, and then that letter makes you look so cool.
In jail? Just kidding. Of course.
It's not. You don't go to jail.
Don't go
for
to jail.
copyright. They just take.
I
it
don't
away.
know. You get pulled over, you go to jail.
Yeah,
That's
no,
how it
they just
works.
tell you to stop, and then you stop, and then you don't. But if you don't, then they go after you financially.
No, they just send robot Walt Disney after you to break your knees.
Yes.
I heard about that on Reddit and Wiki. I'm gonna start going into all the subreddits you go to and just start planning stuff to see if I can get to become an episode.
Oh,
Ooh, hey.
No. Do you like tell people where you go on Reddit and the other one when you do your episodes?
on what other one, Brie?
Sorry.
The Wikipedia?
I'm so
Wiki.
sorry, Brie.
Wiki. Is it
Yeah,
Wiki
there
or
you go.
Wiki?
Wiki. Wiki.
You got it. You
You
got
got
it.
it. You got it.
There we go.
Ah! Wiki.
But yeah, we do usually link everywhere we go. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Definitely in our show notes, we have the links to all the resources we use.
So we can slowly figure out how to use it for
Yes.
you guys. Oh my gosh. Start
Yeah,
class.
We'll be your guides.
Thank you. There's so many like
Yes.
subreddits and stuff. Like I don't understand that world.
Is that am I correct that it was Julian Assange who started Wikipedia? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Is Wikipedia and WikiLeaks, are those completely separate? Are those connected? For some reason, I thought that they were connected, but now I'm like, wait a minute, maybe that's all wrong. I'll look it up on Wikipedia.
I did, and it has no relationship between
Oh.
WikiLeaks and Wikipedia, or
Okay.
there's a Wikimedia.
Yeah, okay, that's
All
right.
right, I said it wrong.
I don't know who found. I know,
Wiki.
and then it's Alexander O'Shanahan started Reddit, right?
I get so
I think he
uncomfortable
married, like,
hearing
Serena Williams or
Bree says
something.
Wikipedia. Wiki.
Yes, Alexis Ahadian and Steve
That's what-
Hoffman.
You can say that, but you can't say Wikipedia.
Hey, that's Aaron says they're separate, just like your
Oh,
attitudes.
There you go.
Thank you, Aaron.
Aaron always be
Thank
dropping
you.
knowledge.
So let me ask you something. So you know, from the outside, if you don't know what Reddit is, or to certain people, it can have a bit of a negative connotation because there's some pretty terrible stuff on there. I know it's gotten a lot better. You know, I went to 4chan and 8chan and whatever. So have you accidentally gone into like R Trump or R MAGA or any of those like terrible subreddits yet to play around?
Sean, I think you can take this one since our
Is that
most
what
recent
banned?
episode.
Oh my God.
Sean takes out his MAGA hat, and we're all like, "Oh, this is awkward."
Oh man.
The wrong hat on, brother.
I'm gonna end this show now.
Boy, you brown as hell.
I mean, I didn't. I went on r/. What did I go on?
AITH or AITA.
It wasn't politics. I read like a AITA. Yeah, am I the whole? And it was like a funny Trump like parody. It was written as if it was Trump trying not to be Trump. I don't know. You'll have to listen to the episode, but we haven't gotten into, at least I haven't in my research, the little that I do, gotten into anything too. I mean, I've gotten into some disgusting stuff, but not like
That disgusting.
not awful stuff. Just
Yeah.
Richard jokes.
Yeah, lots of Richard.
Yeah, like just because like you're doing a show about Reddit, and then you have like someone who has a podcast about cults, I feel like you're gonna come across some weird, not necessarily bad, but there's, the world's a weird place.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It just
Yes.
is.
Do you ever go into like a Reddit and think, oh my God, what the hell did I just jump into? Just jump back out.
All the time.
All the time.
That's just how it works, right?
Yup.
That's
There's a
the
lot of
internet,
good
I feel.
normal, yeah, that's true. There's a lot of good normal stuff on Reddit.
Like
But
cat videos.
Yeah. But then it's
Oh, yeah.
also, anybody can make a subreddit for anything. So like you're of course gonna find weird niches. That
Do they have-
Yeah, there's
What? Do they have
There's,
standards
there's
and
good-
stuff?
I do not think so. So actually when I was doing not really research, but on the episode we're about to record after this, we're gonna play a game, a little sneak peek for my two hosts because we haven't done it yet. But we're gonna play like a Family Feud type thing.
Oh.
hey.
What do you call it? So
Okay.
there's a post that said, what subreddits would you wipe off, out of existence? And I had to skip some of the Reddits because I didn't want to give them any publicity because they were objectively horrifying. There was
That's
one.
fair.
I don't want to say the name of it because I don't want people going there, and I almost clicked on it, and thankfully people replied, said don't click on it. But apparently it's a subreddit of people. You know what? We can't get too explicit on here, so never mind. But it's a bad one, and I'm glad I didn't click on it.
Type it in the private
Oh,
chat,
God.
'cause now I have to know.
No. Oh my gosh. Cookies.
I did
Yes, you did.
cookies for a
So who's
good.
Aaron? Who's this? Is he one of our buds? What's up, Aaron?
Aaron is one of like the true gem of like the podcasting community. This guy like just recommends us like to a bunch of people. This guy is awesome.
Hey,
Yeah.
Aaron, we love you.
He's probably
Aaron.
Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
Oh.
It's
okay. Damn it,
it's a
John.
Key and Peele sketch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron is like probably the goat at like sharing indie podcasters, and he does a lot of like I don't think he hashtags it Podlift, but he does a lot of that.
Huh.
Well, I hope I follow
Yeah.
you on Twitter, Aaron, because I'm sorry, Aaron.
And we're not even mentioning how good his show is as well. His show is.
Wait, what's his podcast?
I had to say it.
I had to
Yep.
say it. Yeah.
I had to say it is the name of the pod.
That would make sense.
You should get him on here. Just
I
saying.
know. I was just looking
Let's
at
do
his
it.
channel. All right.
I had to
that's
say it, Aaron.
Formal.
Only if we can
invitation.
call him Aaron the entire time, and I could be Cirrus or something fun.
Oh, and I can be Bray, Brad.
Burry.
You could be
It could be
Weki.
Wiki.
Yeah.
Wacky. Bree, I'll have to send it to you, Bree. If you haven't seen, it's one of my favorite sketches of all time. It's a Key and Peele sketch where Key is like an inner city substitute teacher who gets transferred to like a public white school, like just like a fluent school. So he's the substitute calling out all the names. So they're all like Jacqueline, Aaron, and stuff. So every name he gets wrong. So it's like, hey, Ron, Jacqueline. And then anytime it's like a
Balaki.
super, yeah. And then the last one, do you ever? There's a bunch of them. One of them, it's like the kid's like, "I need to go to your book club." He's like, "Hey, nobody got no your book club." He starts screaming. In the last scene, the kid's like, "I gotta pick up my son." He's like, "Go ahead." It's
wild.
It's brilliant. It is one of the funniest things I've ever watched in my entire life. I'm just absolutely in love with Key and Peele. Well, I'm more of a Key fan than I like Jordan Peele, but Keeg's my guy. I don't like horror. Jordan got too scary.
I loved Keegan even on. I mean, both of them were hilarious on Mad TV. But one of my favorite Mad TV skits was from Keegan, the Coach Hines thing.
Yes,
Coach Hines, so funny.
Oh my god, he's or when he did they did the Obama translator at the White House correspondence.
Oh yeah.
What is Luther? Oh hell no! Yeah, he's like a dream guest. Like I don't know, I don't know if you all are gonna do guests at any point, but I have like a list of like guests like I really want to have on one day about like a dream guest. But then there's a level of guests that are dream guests that I never want to ask because what if they say yes? And he's like one of those people. I'm like I couldn't even do it. I'd be like, you're Key my Key.
Ours is John Cena, I think.
Only if we can get Randy Orton on at the same time, and we can make them read what I made John and Josh read.
I bet we can make this happen.
They can play their own parts.
Yeah, we'll get beat up.
I'll bet if you stick with it within a couple of years, you could probably get Cena.
Oh God,
he's a big movie star now.
Yeah, he is.
We can't afford him. Only
that won't last. Did you see what he did when he was on
that won't last
for the Suicide Squad, where he accidentally insulted like all of China and had to go?
Yeah.
He called Taiwan.
Oh
which,
yeah.
Like I was like, yep, this guy's not gonna last because he folded so fast.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't see that.
I don't think we'll help his image.
I hope he's funny. He was really good in the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, that came out. I haven't seen that yet.
It was really funny. I really liked it. I liked it a lot. That's too funny. So,
That's it.
how long have you all been listening to podcasts?
Cool. It's been a while for me. I think I want to say I probably start. Well, not really a while. Probably like around 2018, 2019. We actually did like a bunch. Previously, before we launched like officially, we did like a meet your host type of deal. It was like a quick 5-6 minute kind of snippet about who we are as hosts. Yeah, pretty much said that like I kind of started about like 2018, 2019. I'm basic, so like lore was one of my first ones that I've kind of listened to.
Good one.
And I mean, I love true crime, and I think My Favorite Murderer and like Serial was like my intro.
Serial was like huge.
Yeah, it was
that
really
was the game changer.
It was like the way it was chronicled, it was great. And then slowly I started moving more to like the smaller podcasts, more of the indie shows, and yeah, it's kind of just where I kind of gravitated towards.
What about you two?
Yeah, I've been quite a while. I think 2015 was probably when I started listening. I had a pretty monotonous job, so I needed something to distract me. So I found out actually one of the YouTube channels that I listened to, Funhouse, had a podcast, and so I started listening to that one. I became a Brogan guy for a bit. Love that.
Oh yeah, same.
And then
let's put a pin in that for everyone out there who doesn't know. There was a period where it wasn't absolutely the worst thing in the world to be a Brogan fan. Like, there's definitely a time where it was like wasn't ideal, and like when I used to listen to him a lot, but even back then I was like, he used to have less awful people on. It would be like one bad guest that I wouldn't listen to, and then like a theoretical physicist that was phenomenal. So like there. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not defending him by any means, but I don't want anyone to hear that and be like, "You were listening to this trash." I'm like you know that 5-10 years ago, like it was really good. Like I used to I mean, it was a huge influence for a lot of us, and then unfortunately he went the wrong way.
Yeah, no, he definitely. It was when he moved to Texas.
Okay, chill out. He's been problematic.
What did you do, Sean?
I'm not even gonna defend Texas. Screw it.
No,
chill.
Yeah, he's been problematic the whole time. Don't get me wrong. He just had it was easier to defend his problematic behaviors. And at some point, I was like, I don't even care, dude. Just what is wrong with you?
Yeah, it's been a few years now, but yeah, he used to have like pretty good guests on, and like people you'd learn stuff from. So I like the back and forth banter, which I feel inspired my podcast a little bit. And then the other big one I listen to is Behind the Bastards, which definitely inspired my podcast a lot. If you
love it, yeah. I just saw today that Robert Evans started a network.
Oh, did he?
Wow.
Let's try and get on that, boys.
Yeah. I'm not even. Yeah, that's actually my first thought.
You got it, business guy. That's all you.
And there's your homework.
Yeah.
Well, if you actually are going to do that for real, let us know, because like we can help you out, because we've done that and stuff. Like we can give you the information you need to do. I follow him, and I follow the producer Sophia, who started it. That on Instagram. Oh, yeah. I guarantee this. If you're going to pitch, this might not be a terrible time to do it.
Nice. We'll bookmark that, and I'll use my business skills to put something together.
I'm sure we'll get a deal as soon as Bree can pronounce Wikipedia.
Hey,
Yeah,
you did it.
God.
We gave
Bree made our pitch deck for us.
Bria.
Wow, we're just. It's. We needed the fourth or something.
Yeah, Bree made our. Bree made our pitch deck that we were using. So
awesome.
We got fortunate enough to pitch to Stitcher and some of the stuff. They unfortunately, not surprisingly, passed on us, but it was still kind of cool. Like, okay,
that's awesome.
Now, can I ask you guys, like, oh wait, Sean, when did you start listening? I remembered this time.
I probably started listening. I think Serial was the first one I listened to. You know, pretty basic.
Season 1?
Yeah, season 1. I tried to listen to season 2 right after, and I was like, oh, this isn't the same thing at all, so I stopped. But
it is good. It is really good. John, you're a veteran. It's really interesting, especially if you're like a veteran or something like that, because it's about Bo Birdgall. Birdgall. But I had listened to season 2 before I listened to season 1, so that made it easier. Season 3 was incredible, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, and that was probably like 2016, and then after I listened to Serial, you know, I kind of stopped, and then like 2018 is I found I used to watch College Humor videos a lot when I was in high school and college.
Oh yeah, big time.
I found, Jake and Amir had a podcast, so I listened to that, If I Were You, and then I found out they had a whole podcast network of similar type comedy, Headgum. So I started listening to a bunch of Headgum shows, and then I was like, well, I could try and do one of these, and then I did one.
I love you, Clyde.
Yes.
I did a podcast. I didn't do a Headgum podcast.
Yeah.
I want to make that.
Did you tell that they're on my list of like places to try to make in with? I'm like, maybe we can fit in here. But like one of my original influences was I used to love the Jeff Rubin show. He was like an old college humor guy back when I was in college. Like it's funny because all those like college humor people I used to like watch obsessively like are all like, you know, like Jake and Amir have their little network, and I think a couple of them are like the head writers of SNL now. Yeah. So it's kind of funny to like just sit in your dorm room and watch I don't know about you guys. The first YouTube video I ever watched was Derek Comedy's Bro Rape, and that's Donald Glover.
Dude, so Derek Comedy.
I love Glover.
It's just so funny to see how much the internet has kind of changed to being like, Mom, I'm watching this guy on YouTube, to like, he's probably one of the biggest stars on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He's another one. Like, I don't think I would ever want to interview him because I would just be like,
I don't know. He's pretty funny. Just like,
he's
go with it.
I'm in love with him.
Glover's my favorite. I mean, my personal Twitter is because of Donald Glover.
Yo, God, me and Bree's husband Robert. I'm a Community fanatic. I love. I need to watch Atlanta. I really like trying to scare me now. I watched the first like 6 or 7 episodes. I'll have to go back for it, but yeah. Oh man. Oh, so in terms of like the future, like and stuff, like I know you're all just starting out and stuff, but like, so I always say that I'm an indie podcaster. that unabashedly would like to be I would very much like to get called up to the big leagues, and I started mine in 2013, and it's definitely kind of caused a rift with some people I've known and stuff. But like, are you guys going to be like the DIY beast? Or are you kind of like where I'm at, where like, if ExxonMobil's bringing in the money truck, then I'm like, I'm taking it.
I don't know. Like, I think we could. Well, I mean, I feel we're going to be indie for a long time, but yeah. Listen, if Joe Rogan deal comes around and that someone offers us $200 million, we're taking it.
No.
But I can't see that happening.
No.
So in short term, we're maybe looking to build out a network because we have so many shows under our belt.
Yeah.
But that's kind of just a internal plan right now. We're not. Like I said, it's our first months, so we haven't thought 5 years into the future, let alone Sean's next episode.
Oh my gosh. Sean hasn't thought about Sean's next episode.
Yeah, but I think the great thing about it too, another motivation why I wanted to grab these two as their co-hosts is I kind of like really appreciated like the way they approach things. And I could see everyone, like, I feel like even though, again, jokingly saying like we're alphas of our show, like we kind of just have that same mindset that, hey, I think we're all in this in the long haul. So I think that we, as much as possible, like, you know, if that ever happens, like if a deal ever happens, who are we to say no? You know, like I think that's always the goal. Yeah. But right now, I think I don't want to speak for the guys, but like I think we're just enjoying ourselves, and I think we enjoy the content that we put out. You know, people interacting with us, saying like we made them laugh or we made their day. Like that's internally that's enough for us right now. But if it comes to the future, then so be it.
Yeah, and you guys have a lot of experience, and so you guys seem like you're approaching it in a way where it's not too stressful. You guys have your own, you know, episode to do. So it does sound like you guys are in for the long haul, and that's really encouraging.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm more stressed by my own show than this one. So, which is a good thing.
Yeah, so it seems more laid back.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to get you on the show so we can talk about like what in the world you do on your podcast and like how you do it all. And it's hard with one person.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
only
so
if I can bring
Aaron
on
had to say it.
Aaron spit
if
back.
Yeah, you had to say it.
Is it gonna be your co-host? You're gonna bring on your co-host, John?
Yeah, I have to bring on my unpaid
Aaron,
intern.
you know, it to be quite honest too, there's some truth to what Aaron is saying, because I would say I had to do a lot of therapy sessions to even get to a point where I had to admit to myself that like I wanted to do this professionally. I'm like, no, it's just a hobby that I've been sinking hundreds of hours a week into for 7 years for no reason at all. Like I'm not even. It wasn't until Bree came on as my producer. I was like, oh, I am taking this. Like I didn't recognize. You know that old saying, you get in your own way. So that was totally it. I was always me. I was always in my own way.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I love. I think I'm probably able to do something.
Yeah, and it's and like right now, like we're and I agree, Linz. You know, it's just I think at this point, I was
afraid of it.
Like you have to love doing this, or else like it becomes a chore. Yes, like our episodes are not really like as well researched, or like, you know, like we possibly don't put enough hours like a lot of like research based shows do, but you know, it's still a labor of love. Like you still have to take hours of your days, like you have to sync in your schedules and all that. So if you don't have passion behind what you do, whatever it is, people will hear it. It'll resonate. Like the product that you put out will just not be as great because there's no love behind it.
Yeah. I mean, I like today, for example, we started at 6 p.m. Central. It's now 8:22 Central. And then right after this, we have to record another episode. And then that's this week's amount of work. And that's just recording.
Yep.
And then next week, I have my own podcast that I batch record as well with 2 other guys. That's also another like 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah, that's dedication.
If we could get, and again, that's just recording. Like I have to do a majority of the marketing on my show. So it's
so
like,
hard.
I hate marketing, but like,
Facts, Lynn.
Crime.
but it's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as like monetization goes, that's why Josh is.
On Wikipedia.
You know what I'm saying? You got me, Bree. But
Monopedia.
as far as money
Monopedia.
goes, if we could get paid for what we do, at least like for me, if I'm just covering costs, I'm happy because I'm having a lot of fun. But if we could get more than covering costs, that'd be even better because then I wouldn't have to work and I could just all 8 hours of the day that I'm working at a business job I can put into our show. So
oh god, yeah. My current plan is to hopefully we can get picked up like by a network and then hopefully leverage that to get like hired at a network to like be a producer or something. I feel like at this level in the game, being a professional host may never happen, but I definitely want to try. But like, you know, the old shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars, land on the moon kind of thing. Which is fun. And I'm sure about you guys, like we've starting to get like some freelance work and like, which has been pretty fun.
nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think all three, everyone here included on here, like we got whatever it is, whatever that bug is. I mean, John, you just had a chance to quit, and there's
I never
definitely
gonna quit.
there's definitely I've definitely had times where I'm like jealous of the like, oh, it could all just you could walk away, and then there's other, but I've tried. It's in my blood. I don't know. I'm sure. I feel like we're all in the same boat. Like I've tried to stop. I literally cannot. It just keeps growing.
Yeah. And it also helps that, and you two should know about it. Like it helps being surrounded by the right type of people.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
If you can have like a co-host or just anyone that you can contact with, or even like a Twitter community, if you have someone that can back you up and say like, hey, you're doing a great job, like, these are the things that you can improve on, like that's also keeps the fire burning. And I think the more you surround yourselves with the the right type of people that can critique you and not criticize you, I think that just keeps it going, and it's just better for everyone. Like that's just the quality of content that you can put out.
Yeah, the encouragement
Absolutely.
really helps.
And it's what keeps you going is the community. Like I've never met any of you in person, but like, you know, like, well, Bree and I have never met in person, but we have a bank account together.
We do too now, apparently.
Yeah, you know, it's just like it's the same thing. It's just all you're like, what? It's just it's great. And I've met so many people. I've gotten to meet like my heroes, and then I've gotten to make friends both in real life, in person, in communities, and just even seeing like Ye Olde Crime pop up. Like they were on here a little while back, and you're like, oh, and I remember actually, John, I remember when you and connected with Let's Start a Cult too, because I would follow you all on the Twitters and stuff, and then I saw you started a show together. I was like, you feel like a proud dad, right? Like I'm sure you all have that feeling too. Like at some point you just do it, and then you're like a year away from being elder statesman without even trying.
I mean, Ye Olde Crime is the same thing. Lynn's connected with Emily and Ashley when they created Pineapple Pizza Pod. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like the perfect storm. Like you just meet, even though you never met in real life, it's just you kind of see the body of work that you put in week in and week out. It's just those are the type of people you want to work with. Yeah.
First you got to do is you got to make your art, and then you got to build it for the community, and then outside the community will find you. But well, the truth is, no one's ever going to listen to your podcast, and if you can still make it and know that, then you're going to be okay.
Wow.
Well, that's a Jerry Seinfeld has this. It's a Jerry Seinfeld thing that when anytime a comedian will ask him for advice, he just tells him to quit. And his which I agree with, his mentality is like, if you could have your like hero tell you not to do it and still go forward, then clearly it's for you. You know, you should be doing this for you and no one else. So like, if you're not discouraged by that, like if you can take that hit of like, no one's going to listen to this and you still go forward. I mean, people are going to listen, obviously. I mean, well, hopefully. Well, I know people don't listen to yours.
It's a good community, the podcast community. I found that it's very supportive, and you guys already have a following coming in. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for you guys. And as you put out, how many episodes do you have out now? You have what, 3 pre-episodes, the regular intro, and then like 4. Is that right?
Well, I think 10 right now, technically.
Full episodes? How many do we
have? I think we have 10 uploaded, but I don't think there's 10 released.
Yeah, I think full episodes we have, because this is what, episode 5 right now. So technically we have 6 full episodes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you say that you bulk record, or do you record weekly?
No, we do 2 every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and we recorded ahead of time so that we are always 2 weeks ahead, I think, anyway. So
yeah,
it gives us time to produce and do our own shows as well. So that was the biggest thing going into it.
Yeah, and I have time to make memes.
Yes, that is the main thing.
The most important thing.
Most important.
Yeah.
It really is. It catches my eye when I'm scrolling through Twitter. I'm like, what the? Oh my God. Is Wiki.
I know, he has 3 accounts now, and he uses all of them.
All of them.
He uses all of them so much. I feel John's like most of my timeline or scroll.
Yes.
I feel like we're going to flash forward a year from now, and John's going to be like running Wendy's Twitter account.
Hey.
God, I hope so.
Shoot, if they want some killer 444, what is it? 444 puns? I got you.
Like, and that's one of the coolest things about doing a podcast is that fake accounts.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
Aaron,
it is.
Walden.
This is something I didn't know until like maybe like a year ago. But like, if you ever see how much like companies charge to make a podcast, I'm like, oh, like even though like we're all teaching ourselves like a very valuable skill that can pay a lot of money. Even if that's not what you're aiming for, it is unintentionally you're teaching yourself a skill. Like I think on the low end, industry standard, it's like $600 an episode. For like when you get to like the NPR stuff, it's like up to like the 1,500 range.
Yeah,
and it's not all in your pocket, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, guys, you're doing like $600 worth of labor for free. You're teaching yourself $600 worth of labor for fun.
Yeah. I think it's the intangible for me that kind of like keeps it going, because all of the stuff that we have as a skill, like you said, they're all self-taught. You know, like I think we all came in pretty blind. Like, what the hell is a roadcaster, or what the hell is a peak, you know, and all that stuff. And then you just kind of have to like adapt to the situation. And you know, like there's people that can do it, and then some people like you said, Bree, like they tend to burn out. But like you kind of learn little bits about yourself, because at times it is a thankless thing that we're doing.
Yeah,
like there will be like occasions where you don't hear anything from anybody, no one interacts with you, but the one person that says something positive, you're just like, oh my God, it's like I want to keep doing this.
That's what makes it matter. That's what makes you want to continue.
It is.
I think I must have gone for like, I don't know how many years before I ever got any feedback that someone was listening or I believed them. Like, it's so hard. Like, the last few episodes, our buddy Ken has been making memes off of stuff we've been saying. And it's just like, I can't even tell you how nice this is. Like, this is all, it's like, thank you. Yeah, I totally, it really, it is. It's a thankless job that nobody asked you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's simple stuff. I mean, like just yesterday, and Lindsay might be listening still. She made us a graphic because she said she thought of us like over the weekend. It's just little stuff like that, you know. It's just like we're on, like someone is thinking about us. So
enough to make something.
I love them on Instagram. They're so great. They're pretty active on social media too. But you hold crime.
You cannot talk.
Yeah, when Bree introduced me to Dumbfound Dead back then, I remember when the first time we talked, I was like, they got whatever it is. Like, I'm like, I don't know what it's gonna be, but you're gonna.
Yeah, it is because of John.
Not anymore.
So I would like to take credit for all of this, because I like to say that I was like, I see superstar written all over.
No,
I'm the new Patrick.
Yes.
Patrick 2.0.
Sean's just there.
Patrick 3.0.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah. So John, do you have another? This is your third show.
Yeah.
So, wow. So you get a lot of free time on the side then, don't you?
I spend it all making memes. I just told you.
Yeah.
That's all I do is actually
it's a meme deal.
Nah, I actually doing something on the side with my wife now, like doing TikToks for food.
I do love food.
Yeah.
Well,
and I get to practice my voiceover, so it's also like another fun thing to do.
Oh my gosh.
Those are really good.
Give them the
I'll
account.
have to send you.
What's that?
Give
What's
them
the account, John?
You can't just allude to it.
Yeah.
You got
Oh yeah, it's called Travel Fats. So the point is we travel to like different area codes, and because it's different area codes, the calories don't count.
Oh,
That's right.
That's just like the weekends.
Weekends, that's every day.
Just kidding.
It's on a Wednesday
awesome.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Is it the blue one? Yep, there you go. All right, you guys earned yourself a new follower. I'm so excited. Yes. My brother-in-law started a TikTok with what's it called? I don't know much about meat. What is it called? It's just not ribs, but it's like a pork butt. Yes, there you go. Thank you. Man,
and you live in the South?
Shame.
well, brisket is a Texas thing, I think.
Yeah, they're from Texas, so
Brisket is delicious.
From Texas, yeah. Yeah.
I love barbecue.
Wow, he breaks everybody. It just happens. You just do it because he's funny.
Aaron follows all my TikToks.
I had something very inappropriate to say, and I stopped myself.
Aaron's the GOAT.
Oh my God. Love you, Aaron. We are, yeah. Wow. Wow. When do your episodes release?
Every month.
Yeah, Monday morning.
So you do have time for it. It's fine.
Don't do it, Lynn. It's a trap.
You should do it. You start.
It's really hard.
And like 3 hours later, you're like
trap.
You get that video of the guy saying, "You've been on here for too long. I think you need a drink of water."
TikTok's super fun. I know you guys have another podcast to record too. Should we start kind of wrapping it up?
It's your show. We're just here as guests.
We're here.
Just
you let us know.
I can only do like an hour in headphones nowadays because of my tinnitus.
We're old. That's what happens when you get old.
Yeah, I just have a constant ringing in my ear all the time.
Oh man,
trap.
Admiral Akbar. That's right. Yeah, it is.
Star Wars reference.
Oh my God.
So, like, where can people find your show and shows online? We'll start with Josh because you're on my bottom left.
Sure. Yeah. So, if you want to listen to Let's Start a Cult, you can Google that or find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at @lets_cult. Yeah, we talk about cults, cult leaders, how they're started, the messed up things they do. I almost swore, but yeah. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. I'll let John do the Reddit on Wiki.
that's a good idea.
He's more professional.
Yeah, you can check out Reddit on Wiki. Reddit on Wiki, because Bree can't say it. But yeah, it's if you want to listen to just three guys possibly speaking the dumbest things ever that we find on the internet, check us out. We're on Instagram and Twitter at Reddit on Wiki, and then we also have a TikTok at Reddit on Wiki Pod. We drop an episode every Monday, and you never know what you're gonna hear. Pretty much.
How much is it to listen to?
What about you, Sean? Give your plugs.
Oh yeah, my other podcast aside from Reddit on Wiki is Shots and Thoughts. We come out every Monday as well, so you can get your double dose. But what we do is every week we learn a brand new topic, like when did nipples get sexualized? What is Labor Day for? What is the origin of this or that? Or how does a Polaroid work? And we learn that while also taking 3 shots of alcohol. And then we follow that up by playing 3 drinking games, leading to more shots of alcohol. And then we make the drunkest person give a recap of...
Hey, Vina.
What's up, Vina?
Hey, thank you so much. That's so cool.
13-hour time difference. Crazy.
I speak Tagalog.
You can't even say Tagalog right. What the hell?
No, you don't.
I just want to say a huge shout out to our listeners in the Philippines. It's only been 2 weeks since we launched, and you guys had us top 12 in the chart.
Trending.
So
I think we're currently number 11 in the Philippines.
Wow.
Hold on.
I checked.
Where was all this braggadocio? Where was all this braggadocio earlier?
John Cena. I see.
what do you mean?
I love that. I was like trying to pump you up, like, who's your audience? He's like, oh no, we just started, blah blah blah.
We did just start. What do you mean?
By the way, we're number 12 in the Philippines.
Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Also, for like
we're brand new, but we're chart topping internationally. No big deal.
For like a week, we were number 1 on Good Pods for history, but now we got kicked out. But it's okay.
What did Sean do?
Yeah, Sean, how did you?
Sean happened.
Yeah, anytime we get kicked off something, you could just point the finger at me. That's probably me.
Well, thank you all for coming on and downplaying your massive success and how you're all better at this than us.
Oh no, definitely
that's not true.
No, this was super fun. We'll definitely have to do this again.
Like for part 2.
Yeah, for sure.
TikTok.
We didn't get yelled at, so that's pretty cool.
No, you're lucky. I've needed to talk to you guys, and John, you're like obviously everyone's favorite. Sorry, Sean and Josh, but we'll get to know you better soon. My work is
I don't know. I'm starting to
stressful.
become Team Sean. Sorry, Josh.
Oh, appreciate it.
He's from Canada, man. He's got the accent.
All right. I
Cool.
take it back. All right, Team Josh. Team Josh.
All right, Team Wiki.
Oh god! Oh, there it is.
Listen
I
to
turned
him.
him down.
I'm a white guy, and I picked the only white guy in your show. It's like that.
Just by default, you need to pick me. Just by default, you can't pick
Yeah.
a
That's
white
right.
guy. That's
What
sorry.
if I just had the shirt like this, but
There you go.
Just,
Stop
this
Asian.
could really be
Stop
out of
us.
like,
Stop us.
this could be really out of context.
So my favorite is Josh, obviously.
I'm a
Stop
huge
Asian,
Josh
brother.
fan. He's the best one. Like he really.
Oh my god.
gets me. I'm gonna get fired. Just so everyone knows, it says something nice on there. And I got this
Oh my
from.
God.
This is from your old web store.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just want to say thank you again for everyone for that, because we were able to make a pretty sizable contribution to aapifund.org. So thank you, everybody.
That's awesome, and that's
What
important.
a better person than I am. I would have done that and then just like fundraise and then just pocket it.
No. Oh god.
Why
You
don't
guys-
fundraise? Because
For being
It's going
honest,
towards
awesome
Asians.
people.
Right, Josh?
That's true.
remember everyone stop Asian and then
Just stop Asians. Just stop us.
Oh my god, great. So we are happy that you guys came on our show today.
And we insulted everything you stand for.
Rebel, you're fired.
I know.
Again.
Again.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Swimming up with us, guys.
I can do our exit for us, Bree. So
That
thank
was
you for
really
joining
exit.
us for this episode of Let's Chat Live. You can find our website is letschatpodcast.net. We're at Let's Chat Live or at Let's Chat Podcast on Facebook, Reddit, and Twitter. And this episode will be available on the Let's Chat with Chris Revel audio feed on Friday. And that will stay there for 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, all of our Let's Chat Live audios will be going into our Patreon, which is patreon.com/Let's Chat Media. But don't worry, we're going to keep the video up on Facebook and YouTube forever. So thank you all so much, and y'all have a good rest of your night.
Should I flash them for the Patreon? Okay, let's not do that.